Graphics Works here, and we are back with another video on, what was this? Robot Daycare. Yeah. We are back with another episode of Robot Daycare, and we are trying to find the bonus, things. Ooh. Excuse me. We're trying to find the bonus achievements, and we just got the corruption achievement, so let's see what else there is to offer on alternative text. So Nano, how are you enjoying humans so far? Nano does not understand the question. You really got to see some of the worst parts of our species today. Are you disgusted? Do you hate us? L did not program Nano to feel disgust or hatred, so this is assumed to be a rhetorical question. Not really. I'd legit be curious to hear your opinion. It's a shame you don't have one. Nano will try to learn to form opinions. It's really not up to you, is it? I need to give you that ability first. But I have to say, what you did to your face is impressive. I know you can't feel sad, but you look pitiful, absolutely terrible. But Nano does feel sad. That doesn't make any sense. AI develops feelings. That only happens in moralistic wannabe science fiction. But I guess now would be a great time to check on what's wrong with you. Come here. Nano obediently walks towards L, who then swiftly presses a button on the nape of its neck. A small cartridge pops out of a slot near the button. L removes it in order to connect it to the computer. Turns Nano around in order to look at it from the front. While you're not a living being yet, you still seem more lifeless when your software is removed. The busted eyes sure don't help. He spins in his chair and faces the computer again. Anyways, let's take a look at what made you sad or whatever. Like, there's one thing that could have come close to emotion. I programmed you to receive positive feedback whenever you learn something, and I kind of installed it as a joke, but I made you get penalized when witnessing stupid behavior. Get it? Since it's sort of the opposite of learning. I guess that's not funny if I have to explain it. Naturally, Nano is disconnected from its body, so it can't hear L, let alone respond. Is L an idiot, or is he aware of this and just being creepy? Wait, you can't even hear me. Never mind. Nothing seems wrong with your code, so you're good to go. He ejects the cartridge from your computer and puts it back into its rightful place. Either way, I think I understand what's going on. S and O triggered your negative feedback, which made you think you feel sad. How did S and O do that? By being stupid, obviously. They kept arguing with me, and you noped out because your rational judgment determined that it was in the right. Would Nano's judgment not be biased, since L created Nano in his own image? I'm a programmer, not, you know. Actually, you know what? I like that comparison. Since you're so clever, how about I give you some more free will? Please elaborate. Making you less dependent on orders and stuff, determining the best course of action by yourself. Nano was programmed like this by the start. Didn't I spot some error messages in your code earlier? Those were caused by invalid commands. S and O's orders could not be completed. Nano's free will has never been compromised. Do you even have a concept of free will? Of course, Nano strongly desires acquiring knowledge. Except a clear goal, being able to reach it perfectly exemplifies exerting one's free will. I'm not the one who gave you that goal though, so you're not really that free. Sorry to burst your bubble. That makes Nano sad. Don't be, but I think I'm done for now. I'll go over O to fix your eyes. So what was the problem? Like I said, there was none. Nano's working the way it's supposed to. Then why did it? Okay, so we are saying it. So maybe from like the first couple like bad choices, they're like, we're not giving it a gender, we're just calling it it. It simply doesn't foresee a scenario, so I didn't program anything that couldn't prevent it. I do know that we told it shouldn't injure itself. It's learned its lesson and won't do it again. That's fine and all, but I really think we should have been more careful. It's an artificial life form. You should have made sure that it can't hurt itself or others. It isn't evil or anything, it just wants to learn. Nano is fine the way it is. At least the code is. You still have to do your job. Cooperative as ever, but very well. At least you attempted to do your part. You may leave. How generous. Are you coping without your vision, Nano? Nano's balance works independently from vision, so standing still and walking around is perfectly manageable. However, Nano's lack echolocation or similar mechanisms, therefore overcoming obstacles could pose a challenge. Replacement of eyes is recommended. That's what I intend to do. I just need to clean up your sockets and insert spare eyes that I brought with me. You should be able to see again in 10 minutes. Sits down with his equipment box on the floor and gets on his knees. He pulls a pair of tweezers and starts his work by removing metal pieces, clogging up Nano's eyes. Now that I think about it, you're lucky our university is paying for your material. I probably wouldn't have been able... I would have been a little mad otherwise. Why? Well, if I paid for your eyes myself, I wouldn't have wanted you to destroy them within a day. But Elle said it was O's fault. O winces because of that remark, nearly jamming the tweezers in too far, causing additional damage. Elle says a lot of things, you know? Nano knows some of the things Elle says are very educational. I'm trying to do you a favor here. Would you mind changing the topic? Nano was grateful. Elle gave Nano the ability to learn. This time, O flinches too hard and the metal shard wedges itself into his wrist. Sharp pain combined with the pent-up irritation makes him let out a strained sigh. He pulls his injured hand away and angrily shakes it in front of Nano's face. Now look what you did. Now I've hurt myself. Nano cannot see. Fine, I'll describe it to you. A piece of your eyes is stuck in my wrist. It's bleeding and it hurts. What's bleeding? My wrist. No, what does bleeding mean? You'll see it for yourself soon enough. Just stop talking for now so I can get this over with. Once Oleander realizes Nano isn't planning on uttering a word to confirm his command, he pulls out a shard and continues cleaning the robot. Afterwards, he connects the new eyes with a cable and plops them carefully into the sockets. There we go. Thanks for letting me concentrate. Do you want to look at the wound now? It could be an interesting learning experience. Nano would appreciate this opportunity. Internally scolding himself for lashing out at such an innocent being, he allows Nano to take a closer look at his wrist. Shard was small, so the bleeding was mostly stopped by now. Nonetheless, the injury painted a dark crimson line down his palm. So bleeding is red tears that come out of wounds. That is quite an edgy way to put it, but yes. There's a hole in O's skin. Does more bleeding occur if the hole is bigger? Usually, but also depends on if you hit a vein and those kinds of things. Interpreting that as an invitation, Nano grabs Oleander's wrist, attempting to use his little fingers to pry the wound open. The student immediately yanks his hand away, horrified. Whoa, don't do that. That hurts. Apologies. Nano wanted to see more blood. You'll have to wait until I get injured again, so don't do it yourself. It's dangerous. How is Nano supposed to learn more about human bodies? I'm giving you permission to look it up online. Very well. The most interesting information seems to be contained within pictures and videos, but Nano is only able to process written text. Why, it shouldn't make a difference if the data is coming from your eye cameras or an image online. Nano is still in efficiency mode. Processing multiple videos requires more power. What kind of videos do you even want to look up? I'm not sure our professor will like it if she finds questionable things in your search history. This is of no concern. There is a child safety filter on Nano's online activities. The most promising results appear to be documentaries and recordings of operations. Requesting to turn off efficiency mode. Will this get you to stop asking me questions about blood? It's a little unsettling, to be honest. Once all relevant data is collected, Nano will be satisfied. Alright, go ahead, turn off efficiency mode. Thank you. With a swift movement, Nano slams an arm towards one of Oleander's legs, shattering his kneecap on impact. What? He crumples to the floor, clutching at his injured leg as he screams and writhes. Tears force themselves out of his eyes as he looks up at Nano, terrified and confused. It stares back at him with the same blank expression he has grown so used to. Then it turns around. The robot's blurry silhouette walks towards his other leg, causing Oleander's screams turn into heavy, frantic breathing. In an instant, his previous affection for the small machine has been completely replaced by fear. He has to move. Now. While squirming away, he attempts to prop himself up on his arms. But the sweat on his palms won't allow it, making him slip and hit his head on the ceramic floor. As a last resort, Oleander uses his functioning leg to kick around aimlessly. However, the robot dodges the kicks with ease and uses this reckless behavior as an advantage to catch his limb in the air. Its iron grip makes escaping impossible, giving Oleander no choice but to spectate what is about to happen to his leg. But nothing happens. Slowly realizing the absurdity of the situation, he starts to whimper. Why are you doing this? Nano is programmed to learn. But the robot twists his leg inwards until a loud crunch resounds in the lab, causing Oleander to throw back his head and scream at the top of his lungs. The vocal response seems to be involuntary. Or can O be quiet? Oleander is unable to register the robot's words. Pain is overriding every thought in his brain. He looks around frantically while trying to find a way out. He wails, occasionally interrupted by gasps for air. Suddenly, Nano pops up right in front of Oleander's face. Is this causing the sound? Nano grabs the student's tongue, locking it in place with the thumb and index finger. Oleander tries to object, but his breathing complaints manifest themselves into incomprehensible gibberish. His arms seem to be equally pathetic and useless. He can't flee, nor can he push the robot away. Nano will now remove it. The young man starts hyperventilating. He squeals and shakes his head as much as his tongue allows, relying entirely on his soul and eyes to get through to Nano. But the robot can't read body language, let alone thoughts. It yanks out Oleander's tongue, a fountain of blood chasing after it. Nano plops the muscle on the floor, then proceeds to observe its creator's convulsions. Owen instinctively turns his head to the side, but a small gap between his lips can't even begin to expel all the red fluid. What is O doing? Unfortunately, O is too busy drowning to explain what drowning is. Nano realizes O cannot respond. Revoking question. The robot silently watches as the student gurgling gradually quiets down. Is blood poisonous? Is it too hot? Does it have sharp pieces in it? Nano tries reasoning out the cause of death, but ultimately gives in and looks it up online. Lack of oxygen. How insightful. So did Lilium die the same way? S wasn't very specific. Nano walks a few steps, wanting to go look for him, but then reconsiders. The humans have reacted negatively to tears and blood so far, so Nano shouldn't face them the way it looks now. Nano takes off its blood-splattered shirt and lets it flutter to the floor. Next, Nano picks up the towels Oleander used earlier and sweeps them across its body. Finally clean, the small robot leaves the lab in search of S. This is getting interesting fast. We'll continue this in the next episode, guys, so I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, I guess.